Hello everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie and today's reading is about your person and how they describe you to others. So your person is going to be someone that's more on the romantic or maybe even just intimate side of things. And this could be a committed partner, this could be a crush situation, it could also be like just somebody you're dating, maybe you just started seeing them. It could also be friends with benefits or, anything where you're just wondering what this person that you're intimate with is, how they're describing you to people and like who these people could possibly be. So we have 4 piles here for you to choose from today, and I'm using the Mythos Tarot deck to give you some Greek gods and goddesses here that you may resonate with or that you feel drawn to. But pile 1 is Persephone, and we have the rose quartz. Pile 2 is Dionysis with this aragonite. Pile 3 is Artemis with this heart-shaped selenite. And pile 4 is Hades with black moonstone. So take your time, take a few deep breaths, see which one you resonate with, and I'll be ready for you whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this lovely chunk of rose quartz and Persephone, then we have a reading here for you today about how your person describes you to others. You're going to start with the card you chose, Persephone in the Mythos Tarot. Persephone is the High Priestess. So already I'm getting a sense of intuitive ability from you, specifically pile 1. But the way your person sees you, I get the feeling that you're kind of their little secret, if that makes any sense, but not in a bad way. What I'm getting is that you're just somebody so special and so unique to them, somebody that they hold very dear and close to their heart, regardless of how this connection may play out to you and your person. I feel like they just really treasure you, because in the Greek myth of Hades and Persephone, Hades steals her away to the underworld and kind of just keeps her there, but Persephone kind of, at least we're led to believe that she enjoys it, like enjoys the underworld because it's so different from the world that she's used to. But Persephone was originally supposed to be like a goddess of spring, and I really do feel like you bring that sense to your person, like it's springtime anywhere that you two are, because there's something very light, lovely, and airy about your personality that that really just kind of brings something out in your person that they kind of, I don't know, you just really brighten up their life is what I'm getting, regardless of how this connection is. And this is regardless of what you identify as. It could be either or, but I am seeing you as a Persephone person, pile 1. With the High Priestess, again, there is a sense of intuitive ability here. So your person probably sees you as somebody who's very in touch with their psychic abilities, if you have any, or even just your intuition in general. You may have very deep insights into certain things that they may ask you advice for, or even just anything about their life. Like, let's say they have a specific movie or something that they're into, you may bring a whole different perspective to it. So you really show them a very deeper side of things that they may not have thought of before. But let's move on to the oracle so that we can see what else your person sees in you that they describe to others. So we're going to start with, you actually got 3 of the ancestor cards here. You have Warrior, be fearless, stand strong. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Wow. Very strong cards to start off with. We also have Equal, see from a higher perspective. And I actually like that that kind of goes with the High Priestess here. So let's move these here. We also have Magic. Again, that intuitive sense that you have. I think you're just magical in general. Even if you're not intuitive, you may be able to manifest in a way that they've never seen before. Or maybe you've never, they've never seen it be played out that quickly or at that magnitude that you do. You also have Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. We also have Portal, infinite mind, awakening consciousness. And I'm not going to have enough space for all these cards because you've got so many, pile 1. I really do feel like you're a great manifester. And then we also have Guide. Light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. And we have one of the flower cards. So Stargazer lily, abundance. The stargazer lily was created in 1978. 1978 could be of importance to you too if you are of that age. Let's see. This late bloomer joined a family steeped in history, as lilies have been celebrated for centuries. White lilies were particularly popular in 15th and 16th century Europe, spotted in many works of Renaissance arts. They mean expanded horizons, abundance, and wealth. So abundance, yeah. Sorry, it took me a moment to see what else I could get out of that. But I really do feel, and there's a reason for that. So you're such a divine person, pile one, to your person sees you as a very divine being. And the way they like to describe you to others is, first of all, you're very strong. I feel like you have gone through a lot and they're very aware of it. So I'm getting the feeling that they don't like to really speak of you. I feel like your person is somebody who kind of keeps their romantic or otherwise intimate connections very private. Because I am getting a sense of like this crown jewel that they kind of want to keep in a safe away from everybody. And this isn't in an overly protective way. This is more, they just kind of want to keep you for themselves because you're just so special to them that they kind of don't want to share you with anybody. There is a sense of possessiveness here, but it's not toxic. It's very much a, like when a child loves their favorite toy, they just don't want to share it with anybody. And I feel like this is how they very much see you. But with the few people that they do come in contact with, that they describe you about, I feel like it's going to be mostly like close friends and family that they speak to you about, because I'm getting some rather profound things here. You're very strong with warrior and shield mating. You're somebody who's had to either really fight for where you've gotten now, or you just had to put up with a lot in your past, pile one, and they can see it. And I feel like this adds to the way you see life and the visions that you give them, like the perspectives that you bestow upon them. Like it's almost like they can't imagine how you've gotten through with what you've gotten through, pile one. There's also, it's weird, I'm having a hard time channeling for this, like not channeling, but like putting things into words. So this is why another reason why I feel like your person doesn't really speak about you much, because they do think of you, they do adore you, and they very much treasure you. But I feel like when it comes to talking about you, they get a little tongue-tied. Your person may be somebody who's not very in tune with their feelings, or they're not used to expressing their feelings. I really feel like you may be somebody who kind of expresses their feelings for them. So it is a bit of emotional work that you're having to do for them, but I don't see that as much of a bad thing if there is a good balance of give and take in this connection. But like I said, you're a very strong person with make plans and focus. I feel like you're part of the reason that they're able to make plans in life, especially if they've never considered having somebody long-term as a partner. You're part of the reason that they start doing certain things. Maybe it's saving up money, maybe it's planning certain trips or certain things. I really feel like you're a catalyst for a lot of the things in their life. And again, I don't know if they share this with anybody. I feel like it might just be like family, like their parents or siblings, whomever that they really, really trust, or close friends, of course. With magic, I feel like they don't really talk too much about this magical quality about you, except maybe to like one or two key people that may be able to understand it. Maybe they have a parent or a sibling that truly understands that kind of stuff, or maybe like one close friend, and they're the only person that they really tell, yeah, my pile one, they do this, this, and this. And it's kind of like, I didn't believe it until they started doing it. Like right in front of their eyes. Like, let's say you were at a restaurant, you were trying to manifest, I don't know, something crazy, like a free dessert or something. And because of some mix-up, it happens. It's that kind of situation where you've been able to manifest something crazy in front of their eyes. With Butterfly Maiden, the transformation, I really do feel like they understand that you were not always the person you are now. So it's almost like a sense of inspiration for them. Like maybe in an anecdotal way, they may describe you to somebody like, well, my person used to be this, and this way, but now they are this way, just to kind of inspire others in the way that you've inspired them. Again, it's not very often that they may say this, because I get that this person, again, isn't used to putting their feelings or their romantic thoughts into words. So it's funny that you're choosing this reading to see exactly how your person describes you to others, maybe because you feel like they don't. And the truth is, yeah, they don't, not as much as you think, but with the few people that they do, it's some profound insights. I feel like this is the kind of person that doesn't really speak, they don't like chit chat, they don't like small talk. They prefer to have very deep conversations. So when they do speak with people, it's going to be people of quality with quality conversations. Therefore, whenever you are brought up in those conversations, it's going to be like the amazingness that you bring into this connection or into this person's life. With guide here, I really do feel like maybe you've spoken about spirit guides or something to that extent to this person. And maybe that's something that they're considering, whether they have any or not. But they definitely see you as a guide. I feel like they definitely come to you for advice on certain things or for a different perspective. That word keeps coming up like a lot. So I really feel like you've definitely shown your person a different way of looking at things. And whether they implement that into their life or not, it'll vary. But it'll start showing, especially once this connection, if it does, become a lot more committed and prominent and permanent. I feel like they will have a hard time keeping a lot of the inspiration that you bring to them under wraps. With Portal, Infinite Mind, Awakening Consciousness, you may be awakening your person's third eye and their more spiritual side. Or you could be like actively involving them in your practices if you have any, like for example meditation, or even something as simple as yoga, or even like being out in nature. Because I really do feel with transformation here that you've brought a whole new way of living to your person. With abundance here, I really do feel like if you yourself are not abundant, pile one, then you're able to create an abundant path through this person. So I am getting a bit of sugar daddy vibes here, if that applies. But I'm also getting that they may provide like, yeah, I'm hearing that you might get an allowance from them. And if this is a committed relationship, like a marriage, then yeah, that makes sense, especially if they make a lot of money and you're the one who has to kind of be a stay-at-home parent or just a stay-at-home, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the situation may be, a stay-at-home, fur baby mom or dad. So that's great for you. But I'm also getting that you may go into business with this person if you're not already somehow working together. Because money is of importance here, or at least creating a like expansive, good life, a comfortable life for the both of you is important. So if you do come up in conversations to like people that aren't close to your person, it might have to do with work. Again, if you work with them or for them, or if they work for you, that could also be the case. I love that there's a lot of purple and blue coming here. I am getting that third eye and throat chakra energy, but also the black and the dark colors. It's a sense of groundedness, because black to me is grounding. And in a more earthy way. There's also like little bits of red, and well, this isn't really red, it's pink, but there's like small bits of red, which I indicate to mean passion. I feel like people really understand that your person is very passionate about you. Pile one, take that as you will. But yeah, it's very interesting. This person is not used to speaking about you. And I feel like when they do, their demeanor changes as well. Like maybe they might start blushing, or maybe they get nervous. Again, they're not used to expressing that. And I think it's cute. It's endearing. Like the one person that makes them weak is you, pile one. That's for sure. What have I not been looking at in this connection that needs to be brought up? Yeah, I just feel like you really open up a whole new world for them. And this is more to do with like the spiritual part of it, or even just whatever your new perspective may be. Maybe you two have very different ways of looking at things in life, and that could be one way that you just bond, is communication, because I feel like they don't talk a lot to other people, but when they talk to you, it's very much deep conversations. I feel like again, small talk is not a big thing for your person. They don't care for it unless they have to, or unless, it's necessary, but they don't enjoy it. Like, it's not, even if they are good at making small talk, they don't enjoy it. They prefer a good deep conversation. But let's move on to the tarot to see how else your person describes you to others. And by the way, yeah, you are also very beautiful, because I'm looking at all these people in these cards and they're all very dignified and very awesome. I forgot to point out the face paint. So sorry, it's a mess now, but I forgot to point out the face paint here. So I'm wondering if some of you just have like either like really good makeup, or if you do something like maybe you're very tattooed, but it looks like really good and they enjoy your tattoos. Something about the markings on your skin is coming through. So maybe they describe those to others, or maybe they say like, hey, my person has like this really awesome tattoo. So I'm getting that kind of sense. Or maybe like if you do your makeup really nice, you're like, yeah, my person and their makeup, it's just amazing. Also how much you might spend on makeup for some of you. Not calling you out, but just saying there's nothing wrong with spending a lot of money on makeup. All right, so we're going to use the same tarot deck, the Mythos Tarot, to look at how your person describes you to others. We have the Queen of Wands. I was getting that. And we have Psyche, Soul. We also have the Knight of Wands, Heracles. Very interesting. Again, with that warrior spirit coming through. We have the World with Gaia. Lots of green in this spread. And then we also have the Nine of Coins, Plutus. Yeah, a lot of green. I'm wondering if there's just a lot of money. Either you make a lot of money, you may also come from money. I'm not sure, but like money's a big deal in this connection. Let's get one more. We have Eight of Wands, Atalanta. I'm loving this spread so much. Like, I don't know, those colors are just gorgeous. And I'm also really just loving that deep green color right now. So to clarify these, we have the Accurate AF Tarot. So to clarify the Nine of Wands, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Is it just me, or is that off a little bit? But yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, resourcefulness and positive potential. You also have, to clarify the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, recognition and success. To clarify the World, we have Metamorphosis, number 13, profound change and self-awareness. In this deck, Metamorphosis is death. So yeah, like I was speaking about earlier, I feel like you've gone through quite a bit, Pile 1. Like, you've had quite a transformation, or maybe you came from like a very difficult past, but that's not where you currently are. But your person is very aware of it, and they just find it so profound and inspirational what you've been through. To clarify the Nine of Coins, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, collaboration and competence. And to clarify the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Swords. Dang, this really is giving me sugar daddy vibes. So, and I did mention tattoos, and this guy is like heavily tattooed. So yeah, I'm wondering, let's just get into the cards. I'm loving this connection so much so far, because there's a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of pentacles, pentacles and wands. So earth and fire energy. You too might have earth and fire energy in your charts, which makes sense, because when you have that boldness of the fire signs with the financial stability, or just in general stability of the earth signs, you do get people who are basically power couple energy. Because we have that stability to be able to make, success. And then we have that fire side, which doesn't mind showing off. They're very proud of what they do. So I feel like even if your person doesn't talk much about you to other people, there is definitely a big power couple vibe here. You're definitely a couple that looks very great together. But let's start with the Queen of Wands here, which is you, Pile 1. Again, regardless of what you identify as, you very much have that charisma of the Queen of Wands, that very bold, fiery energy. So I feel, because I'm actually not getting how your person describes you in this tarot right now. I'm getting how the people that they describe you to are seeing you as a person, which I didn't intend for that to happen, but I guess because your person isn't so expressive about you, this is coming through. Um, that was not my intention, but I like it. So, with the Queen of Wands here, yeah, you're very fiery and bold. I feel like people really understand the source of inspiration that you are to your person. It's almost like you bring a breath of fresh air where they used to not have that. Or maybe you're just very different from the people that came before, because the Wands is a sense of uniqueness, of somebody being like a trailblazer, somebody to start something within this connection or within your person. Because underneath here, we have the Eight of Rings, resourcefulness, and positive potential. They see a lot of potential, both in you and in your effect on your person within this connection. With the Knight of Wands, Heracles, and the Ace of Rings, um, I'm seeing the Knight of Wands here a little. I want to say it's a little bit of both of you, but mostly you again, pile two, because Heracles is somebody who is very strong. They're known for their strength. This is Hercules as well, by the way. That's another way of pronouncing it. But this is somebody who has overcome a lot of obstacles. It's almost like there's a lot of stories about you out there. And this will come either with your reputation, if you're somebody who is like well known and in the public eye, or through other people that know you. I feel like they're very willing to kind of share stories about you. Let's say your partner has like a family, and like they all want to tell stories to each other about their interactions with you, their experiences with you. So let's say, for example, like their mom met you and they had such a great time with you, a good conversation, or again, you maybe brought a different perspective to them. And then they talk to your person's sibling, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, this person is like really, really nice. They did this and this and that. So I feel like there's definitely the Knight of Wands energy is very charismatic. It's somebody who really goes after things. And whether you actually do that or not, I feel like the energy they're getting from you is definitely something that they feel is like that. It's like, this person is a go-getter. You are a go-getter. Or at least that's how they see you, pile one. Because under that is the Ace of Pentacles, recognition and success. So it's definitely more in the realm of like work-related stuff or job-related stuff. You could also invest a lot in properties. So maybe this was like, yeah, I'm getting real estate. Maybe you've bought something that is like worth a lot and they just found it very impressive that you were able to make that purchase. It could also be cars. I'm just thinking material things where big purchases are necessary. Again, this is why I think money is like such a big deal. You could be, your person's family could come from money, or maybe you could come from money, or maybe that's just like the world that you live in. Take what resonates. With the world here in Metamorphosis, I feel like your past is definitely something, because we have profound change and self-awareness here, and the world, which is the card of completion. All these transformations and all this feeling of that you've changed are more in the past, because when you have the world, this is like the happy ending card. This is the final transformation out of all of them. So it's definitely like you've been through it all. You've been through your Night of the Dark Soul. You've been through basically everything to get to where you are. And that's not to say that you stop transforming. Of course, we're always evolving as people. But there's definitely a sense that you've overcome so much, pile one. And it's very impressive here that people can't help but talk about it. Again, not so much your person. Your person may bring it up, of course, and they may say, wow, my pile one is just so amazing. But it's almost like what you're known for. And I feel like that's, I don't know, it's definitely something to be proud of. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, I really do get the sense that you might have met at work or through networking. Because the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who has everything financially. They're very comfortable in their life, or at the very least, they're in good health. They have everything. They have all the potential to make like a lot of abundance. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here, collaboration and competence. I feel like you understand that where you have gotten to now isn't because of you alone. I feel like you definitely do credit the people who have helped you get to where you are. And one of these people could be your person. And this is part of the reason people really like you in your person's life, because you don't take credit for everything. Or if, it's all because of your person that you're where you are, you give them credit. Like you're not somebody to just, use your person. And your person's aware of that. The people close to them are aware of that. This is something that is just, yeah, it's very lovely what you two are able to accomplish in this physical realm in terms of earthly in terms of material goods, in terms of having a good home life. With the Eight of Wands and the King of Swords, I feel like this connection really came on fast. And it may not have even been romantic to begin with, because the King of Swords is somebody who's very logical. They're a critical thinker. It says articulate and intelligent here. They're not somebody who is very too in their emotions. So your person could be an air sign, or could just have those air sign qualities. But the Eight of Wands is swift, quick action. So it's almost like, I feel like you're the person who crashed into your person's life, because she looks like she's about to run into him and he just didn't see what was coming. So yeah, this connection could have started out of nowhere, or maybe nobody saw it coming. And this is mostly, again, because your person doesn't really talk about their love life that much. They keep it very guarded. They keep it close to their heart, because that's where it belongs. They don't really like to speak about it to the rest of the world. Not saying that they're not proud of you. I mean, very much so. And this could be something maybe you're not used to. Maybe you're used to people talking about how amazing you are, or maybe you're not. I'm not sure, pile one. Just take whichever resonates. But your person, they're not going to be the ones to shout it at the top of their lungs how awesome you're. Well, not because it's not awesome, but they're not one to shout about your relationship, because it's your business. It's between you and it's between pile one and your person. It's not for everybody. And again, there's no shame here. There's nothing embarrassing. There's nothing, well, maybe they do feel a little bit embarrassed to having to show weakness or something like that, but they just love that you're their sweet little secret and that you belong to them. I do get a lot of feeling of commitment here. So if it's not too committed, again, you could just be their sweet little secret. Take that how you want. Because, I don't know, it came on quick and fast, but there's just so much potential here. There's just so much good within this connection that people see and that your person is also aware of. And I don't know, I just love this. I love this connection. I'm also noting that there's a giant amethyst here, and I don't think I've ever seen that. There's a giant amethyst and a person floating up here. So it almost reminds me of the Judgment card, but this is definitely death, because we have number 13 here. I really feel like profound change and self-awareness is a big theme in this connection, both because you've done the work to get there and because your person feels inspired by it. Numbers that are coming through, we have 8, 9. We have 8 twice, so 88 could be an important number, 8 could be an important number. We also have 3 and 9, which 3 divides into 9, so I really feel like there's a sense of fairness here. We have 21 with the world, somebody could be 21. Number 13 with death, and that's it. The letters coming through, we have A and K, because in the Accurate AF Tarot, they do use letters for the aces and the suits cards. Yeah, let's move on to some closing advice cards to see how else. I think I use the advice cards to see how they will describe you in the future, or how, what's one way that they could be expressing what they feel about you to the world. If there's not too much commitment yet, this could be very, very eye-opening. So I'm going to be using the I Am So Totally Into You deck. It's a deck of quotes, and I've been loving it. I kind of like, I looked at these and I loved every single quote. It just made me gush with love, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. So we have, when you get aroused playing Scrabble, that's love, baby, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, I was getting a sense that, well, I get 2 things from this. One, that they kind of didn't mean for this connection to happen, and it did, because I feel like you started off as friends or as acquaintances, or even as like adversaries, because when I think of Scrabble, playing Scrabble, I think of like 2 people trying to win a game. But I'm also getting that sense of playfulness, but also how there's that subtle sensuality coming through. And again, your person doesn't speak about you much. They like to keep their love life secret. So that subtle sensuality is very much something that your person would be very much for. Like, less is more in this connection when it comes to love and sensuality. Not saying that there isn't any. It's more like, just that when you lock eyes, there's probably more passion in that than when you do anything else. And let's get one more. We have, let's turn loose our golden falcons so that they can meet in the sky where our spirits belong, necking like two hot kids. This is Hafiz. Why just ask the donkey? I've never heard this, but I do get a sense of like, again, that sense that where you don't suspect that there's much going on, but there is. Let's turn our golden falcons loose so they can meet in the sky where our spirits belong. And again, that spiritual connection is coming through. It's almost like a lot of your passion or a lot of your connection takes place in the 5-dimensional. It's very much in the 5D, which I love. You might have a bit of a telepathic connection. And again, gold is coming through. So yeah, we could take this as solar plexus, which is where we create our abundance. But we could also take this to mean just golden. And where are my other cards? I'm using the Animal Apothecary. No, I'm not. I'm using my homemade oracle, sorry. And my homemade oracle, it's a lot of love messages, but also like spiritual. I made this a few years ago, so I'm not even sure what all is in it. And I'm always creating new ones too. Like I might get an inspiration for a quote that pertains to either spirituality or love. Let's see. And I made this on handmade paper, so I'm getting this one. Set your soul free. I definitely feel like you allowed your person to set their soul free. Or not allowed. You've inspired them to do so. You've definitely brought that within their life. And I'm also getting this card. I'm grateful for the love. Yeah, your person's very grateful for you. And I am getting a sense that they may show this physically soon. Because at first I saw this as set your sail and I was like, wait, what? But it's soul. So I'm wondering if like sailing is a thing for both of you, or maybe some kind of cruise or just boats in general. I'm wondering if that'll be something that you do in the future, or if you already do, let me know in the comments. But this is all I have for you today, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if any of this resonated for you and or your person. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose Dionysis and the aragonite crystal, then we have a reading here for you today about your person and how they describe you to others. And already with Dionysis, this is the god of like partying and wine and just all kinds of good old-fashioned fun. So, and it's funny that I say old-fashioned because they are the Hierophant within the Mythos Tarot deck, which is a Greek god-based deck. And it's a very interesting concept because the Hierophant is somebody who they uphold conventions, I guess is one way to put it. But it could also be, if you were to take it reversed, it's rebelliousness. And I feel like this person is somewhere right in between. But regardless, I am seeing Dionysus' gaze here. And just how they're looking at somebody like, damn, they look good. So your person is definitely not afraid of expressing how attractive they find you. I am getting that both of you like to party together, or at the very least your person does, even if you yourself are not the biggest partier. I feel like your person likes, again, a good old-fashioned time. And this may have been how you met, or this could be where they like to express how much they like you and how they describe you to others. So let's go in with the oracles to see how else your person describes you to others. And this is regardless of what your person is, whether they're a man or woman, like, or what they identify as, of course. This is just the energy we're reading from Dionysus here. And we have for the oracles, Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. You know what? This is awesome. I love that they both have these little leaf crowns with the berries. And they're not even, like, I don't know who this lady is supposed to be, but I love that these cards are, like, almost exactly the same. We also have pain, which let's put over here. We'll figure out what that pain is. We also have Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. We have idyllic times, the garden, paradise. And again, like we have this garden all this greenery here. So I'm wondering if you're both like nature lovers, because I'm actually getting that for the both of you, not just your person. We have Avenger. Light attributes: desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself, and shadow attribute is resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Let's put this down here because it's green. Then we actually got 2 archetype cards. We have Father, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, and shadow attributes: dictatorial control, abuse of authority. This actually goes more with Dionysis and the Hierophant. And then you also had 2 of the flower cards. So let's start with this one. This is Forget-Me-Not, Remembrance. In ancient Greek is mouse's ear. Interesting. Forget-me-nots are worldwide symbols of remembrance and fond memories. In the Netherlands, people have begun to give funeral attendees forget-me-nots to plant a home in honor of the deceased, as well as saying, "I will not forget you," or asking, "Don't forget me." They are also said to symbolize true love and human desire for loyalty, as well as signaling shared secrets that should always be remembered. Lots of blue coming through, blue and green. And then we also have, this is Waxflower, Endurance. Waxflower is probably the most significant floral export of Australia. Some of you could be from Australia. The meanings of waxflowers reflect their resilience and longevity. They are associated with overcoming difficult situations, lasting wealth, and continued success. Waxflower is often used in wedding ceremonies. As well as happiness and enduring love, these tiny flowers are said to represent assertiveness and independence, making them an even more fitting choice for a bride. So 2 things. Either you, well, they could be the same thing. So either this person and you could have a child together. I'm saying that because this lady is very much pregnant, even though this is Earth. I'm getting that, but I'm also getting father. So either your person or maybe you, pile 1, whichever one would be the father. Or even if like neither of you identify as father, there's definitely kids involved somehow here, because with Forget-Me-Not, remembrance, it makes me think of maybe this is a connection where you are no longer together, whether that is because somebody passed away, or somebody or there was a divorce or a separation, or again, it could just be like a baby mama, baby daddy kind of situation. Because I'm getting with endings and beginnings here that this connection has seen its time. That if that isn't resonating, then this could be somebody that you are in a committed connection together, but your connection has developed a lot over time, because I feel it. If that is the case, then it's no longer the party animals that you 2 used to be, or maybe your person, whomever resonated with that more. It's more like you're evolving into a more, stable, structured, or at least responsible type of people with pain here. This is giving me the endings and beginnings and the Forget-Me-Not card, which actually, again, it could be either or. I feel like for some of you, they're not in your life anymore, and that will be more of this Forget-Me-Not card. And for some of you, you still are together, but your connection has seen a lot of transformations, ups and downs, like you've been together for a while. And that'll be this Endurance card. And I feel like these both resonate with Kali and the pain here. Because for some of you, your connection may not have always been easy. That's for sure. That's why this pain is coming through. But yet, there is a lot of desire to balance the scales of justice. Again, justice is coming through, and that makes me think of like a separation where legal things have gone through. So like maybe you could share children, you could co-parent, or you still are together and you're having to, just be parents now. And that's a whole different chapter of your love story for sure. But the way your person is describing you, let's go with the 2 separate ones. If you're the one where you're no longer with this person and they just somehow still have a hold of you, again, either through kids or through whatever reason, you have inherited something of theirs that you still have to, that keeps you linked with this person somehow. If that's the case, then this person definitely describes you as very beautiful and very outgoing, very down to earth, and there's a lot of good nature within you. Whether that's because you actually like nature or maybe it's just your temperament. I feel like you're both very much in accordance of how you are going to go about with this connection moving forward. Because with idyllic times here, garden paradise, I feel like you're both at peace with each other, or as close as you can be with being at peace with each other. Your person does not have any ill will towards you. If anything, they remember you in a very fun-loving way. Feel loved and comforted. I feel like you definitely at one point had that within your connection, and it's very enlightening that they're able to describe you in such a positive manner, because sometimes when we separate or when we have children with people that we're no longer with, there can be a lot of ill will there can be a lot of turmoil. But in this case, I feel like this person is actually very positive about you, and I feel like they speak more about you whenever they are drinking, because Dionysus does have his little wine cup here. So, or when they're under the influence of whatever their choice of debauchery is. But I really feel like because it's all positive and it's all very peaceful too. So I'm wondering what kind of connection this is for you, that you've been able to have such a clean, at least now, maybe not in the past. Like I said, there's some history within this connection. So I'm wondering like how this plays out. I really do feel like you may have kids together, or for very few of you, this could be somebody that passed away while you were with them. And whether you were married or not, or whether you were like that deeply connected to them, I feel like a part of you still holds on, because there's a lot of respect here. And if that's the case, then your person is describing you, in the afterlife, saying just how amazing you are. But again, that's very few of you, and I don't blame you if you stop watching this reading after this, because I mean, you can grieve however you want. I mean, there's no right way to grieve, and how you pay your respect to those who have passed on. But that's very few of you, and I send you so much love, and so does your person. But moving on to the people who, sorry, that was very deep and that was very profound, so you'll have to give me a moment. But moving on to the people who are still together and, are parents in their committed relationship, and you've gone through your transformations, your endings and beginnings within this connection. Your person describes you as somebody who is a world unto themselves. Like, your person doesn't even understand how you need them in your life, because I feel with Earth Mother here, like, not only are you able to create what you want, like you birth your own children. I see the butterflies here of transformation, and somebody who's very serene and calm. I'm also seeing these fruits that are hanging, these berries that are hanging from her leaves here. And it's interesting that there's also a little small butterfly here. Yeah, you can take on life yourself, pile 2. Your person definitely believes this, and I feel like they're not afraid to tell people this either. And they're happy to talk to anybody about you. It's just a matter of them asking. Like, they'll be honest about it. They're not there, they're not exactly there oversharing everything. Some of them might be, but I feel like they're not afraid to express their love for you, because there's definitely love here. There's definitely admiration and respect here. But yeah, your person doesn't understand how they could be of any service to you, because let's face it, your person is a little bit more in that, I don't want to say immature, but it's definitely a very young, spirited way of being and thinking and going about things. And you're just somebody who takes charge, or you're somebody who takes care of yourself. I see this with father, like, I just get parental energy in general here. And this could also be from you yourself, pile 2. I feel like you're a great mother and or father, and they definitely express this. This is for both groups here. And you're definitely somebody who doesn't take crap. That's what I get from the old must be released so the new can enter. When something is no longer resonating in your life, when it's no longer at the vibration that you want, you're not afraid to get rid of it. So this is another reason why I feel like this connection is no longer active. But again, this could only be a few of you. For those of you that are committed, your person wonders how you put up with them. And but regardless, it's a very lovely connection. I feel like there's a lot of joy and a lot of down-to-earthness. Like, you're very real people, both you and your person. And I feel like that's part of the reason you're able to have children together, because you kind of wanted to bring children into the world that, you know, would just be very honest people. Like, you understand that the world is ugly and that there's like not so great people out there, but you wanted to create something, or at least children that would have very honest parents. I'm getting a lot of Sagittarius energy here, also Aquarius, and also a bit of Scorpio with Kali, because I always think of endings and beginnings as scorpionic energy. It could also just be Pluto. So maybe you have a very prominent Pluto and Sagittarius, especially, because I know a lot of that generation is very much in that stage where they can create families now. With idyllic times, the garden in paradise, it's funny how we have all this outside, I don't want to call it negativity, but definitely a lot of the pain and the remembrance, the forget-me-not, these endings and beginnings. It's heavy energy, and yet you're able to both work through it in such a way, or at least you are, Pile 2. I feel like this would be how your person describes you. You're able to work through it in such a way that well, not that it no longer affects you, but it definitely doesn't bring you down. We have the owl here. There's an owl right behind this lady's head, and I'm thinking of all the wisdom, because even Earth Mother looks very wise, and as does his father. And Dionysus himself is also the god of, well, I can't remember if he is a god of wisdom. I might be thinking of Athena. But just to make sure, I'm going to read from the book. Because Dionysus is a god of many things. Chaos, ecstasy, and the theater. Okay, so that's why I'm getting that. Because within chaos, you find a lot of wisdom. If that makes sense. I don't know if that does. It does to me. But it's kind of like when you have those profound, like when you're drunk or high, for example, when you get those profound ideas, that's what the kind of wisdom that I'm getting. Not that I'm encouraging that or that I'm, you know, condoning that. It's just, it's that kind of energy. I feel like within this chaos of maybe prematurely having to bring children into the world, unplanned, that is, having to bring children to the world without meaning to, you were able to get a lot of wisdom from that. Or if you are married and you just decide to have a bunch of kids and you kind of feel like you weren't prepared for it, again, there's wisdom within that. And you yourself, Pile 2, are a beacon of that. At least that's how your person describes you to others. That's how they see you. And that's how, yeah, that's just how they feel about you. With Avenger here, you might be fans of the Avenger series. I just have to take that a little bit literally, you know, or superhero movies. What else is coming through that I'm not seeing within this pile? With pain, again, I feel like this is pain within this connection. It could also be the pain of having given birth if you are somebody who can give birth, Pile 2. So I feel like your partner, definitely acknowledges your, everything that you've been through and everything that you've sacrificed to get to where you are, even if you don't have children. I feel like you've really put blood, sweat, and tears into a lot of the things that you currently have. And they just have a lot of admiration for you. Definitely a lot of respect, a lot of admiration, and a lot of love. Yeah, and of course I love the lotus here as well, having to come from literal garbage to blossom into this beautiful flower. That's how they see you. And I feel like that's why this Earth Mother card came through. But let's move on to the tarot to see how else your person describes you to others. Though I'm getting more the perspective they have of you, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like some of you chose this just to see what they're saying about you to others. But the truth is, there's a lot of respect here. And I feel like that's a nice surprise for some of you. But let's use the tarot, the Mythos Tarot, to see some insight for my Pile 2. We have the Knight of Cups, Morpheus. There's a lot of dreaming here. A lot of dreaming about you, Pile 2. We have the Ace of Swords, Chaos. What was I talking about? We had the God of Chaos, and then the Ace of Swords, Chaos comes through. But this is a clarity as well. We have the Star with Nyx, Goddess of the Night. And then we have the Nine of Cups, Amphitrite. One more? Yeah, one more. And then the Emperor Zeus. Lots of dark cards here, but they're all, well, at least I'm seeing them as positive, and I'll explain why in a minute. And for those of you that aren't together, I'm pretty sure this Zeus card is resonating because Zeus was not a very faithful husband, let's say. And then to clarify this, Knight of Cups, we have from the Accurate AF Tarot, we have the Seven of Cups, speculation and opportunity. Also choices, opportunities. We have the King of Wands with leadership and success. To clarify the Ace of Swords, to clarify the Star, we have the King of Pentacles, responsibility and abundance. Again, if this is somebody you're no longer with, but you have to co-parent with, you might have somebody else. And this may be somebody that they describe you to. Like, I feel like they put an emphasis on like how they still respect you, even though they have somebody else, and they make it a point to you know, just let people know how they feel about you. And then we have to clarify the Nine of Cups. We have the Spirit of Cups, which is, I want to say the Page. I'll look it up in a minute. Opportunity and creativity. Yeah, this is the Page. And then to clarify the Emperor, we have the Two of Wands with independence and achievement. I'm honestly liking this energy. It's nowhere near as bad as I feel it, because what I'm reading and what I'm feeling are two very different things. I feel like there's a lot of, it's good energy. Let's just put it that way. Hopefully that resonates. But with the Knight of Cups, we have Morpheus. Morpheus is the god of dreams or sleep. I want to say it's both, but mostly dreams. I feel like your person is very aware of the options you have. And I feel like if there's somebody who has seen you date a lot after, you know, your connection with them, they might have a lot of opinions about the kind of people you deserve. It's almost like it's developed into more of a friendship. Like, you guys don't mind speaking to each other. It's more like you kind of go to each other for advice, but in a way that is coming from the heart. It's almost like, yeah, like a very good friend, almost even sibling kind of energy. Like, you know, you just go to them for advice because there's somebody of your age that knows you and understands you. So I definitely feel like they don't mind expressing their concern or their opinion towards you about the kind of people that you allow into your life. This could even be your family. But with the Ace of Swords, Chaos, and the King of Wands, I feel like they understand that you've overcome this chaos, that you're no longer in it, especially if you used to be in an environment, for example, a family, where it was always chaotic, or where there was just not good, it was not good energy that you were in. It was not great things that you grew up with. They've seen you overcome that, and you've become this King of Wands with success. You could be a leader. I am getting that as well, but I'm seeing more success than anything. With the Star here, yeah, you've had your dark night of the soul, because the Star is somebody who is full of hope, and to have hope within the night, you know, I'm literally reading this as the dark night of the soul, where you just have gone through like your deepest, darkest episode. Yet there's always been a sense of hope within you. I feel like they've really seen that. Either they've seen you through it, or they acknowledge that you are almost a beacon of hope for people who have gone through that. And they really encourage you to have that kind of, they encourage you to share your story, or at least they don't mind sharing that story about you, to let people know that there is hope out there. Because with the King of Pentacles here, responsibility and abundance, I'm also getting somebody who is very stable. So you're so much more stable than you used to be, all because you held on to hope, and because you were this somebody who just never gave up when it came to the spirit. Like, they could break you down, but they couldn't break your spirit. With the Nine of Cups and the Spirit of Cups, opportunity and creativity, they saw all the potential that you had within you to be a very happy person. And it's really lovely. I'm wondering if you grew up with this person. I'm wondering, like, if you've known them since childhood or something close to that. Because again, I feel like this is somebody who has seen you through a lot and is able to give you a lot of advice, regardless of whether you are with them or not, regardless of whether you have children with them or not. Even if you're not together anymore, I feel like there's definitely a very deep friendship here, because it's nothing but admiration here. With the Emperor Zeus, again, I was considering your person to be more like this Emperor, where they were, like, they used to be the Zeus to your Hera. Again, if regardless of how you identify, just put in your pronouns here. they used to be the Zeus to your Hera, but it's like this connection was not always great, or there was just something where it couldn't work out. So they're kind of just there to be this emperor figure for you, this king of rings or wands, to really be a voice of reason, a voice of discernment almost for you whenever you feel like you don't know how to go about doing things, or if you just need a new perspective or advice. And we did get the father card in the oracles, and Zeus is like the all father of the Greek pantheon, Greek god pantheon. So I'm wondering again whether you have children with this person or not. With the Two of Wands, independence and achievement. Yeah, you go to them for advice. This is you weighing your options and not being afraid to ask whether something seems doable or not. It's very interesting that we have a lot of masculine cards here. We have two kings and the emperor. We have the Knight of Cups. So I feel like you have a lot of admirers, Pile, too. Like, you're definitely somebody who is just gorgeous, regardless of what you've been through. Because even all these gorgeous goddess ladies, they're in very dark settings. And she looks like she's underwater, so almost like she's drowning. And yet you can't help but love that glow about her. So there's definitely something very, very beautiful about you, Pile, too. You're definitely very, very beautiful. So I wonder if you get like a lot of people coming towards you, wanting to have a deep connection for you or wanting to provide for you. Yeah, that's... oh my God, excuse me. My throat just started... Your person at one point was thinking about providing for you. Okay, that's what's coming through. Because... And I feel like they couldn't live up to that. Or if they are providing for you, they wonder if it's enough. There's something about being a provider here that just really makes them very... It makes it hard to talk about you sometimes because they just cherish you in such a way. But yeah, I'm getting so much love for you from this person, even if it's just platonic. But a lot of respect as well because they've seen you through it. So why... The way they think about it is like, why hate on them when they've been through so much? And if you are, a parent to their child, it's like they try so hard for our child, and it doesn't make sense to hate on you for it. But yeah, this is a very interesting energy, and I've never really tapped into like this kind of energy before. Even though I'm familiar with people who go through these situations, I've never seen it expressed this way. I mean, I've seen it, but I've never read it within tarot this way. So that's very interesting. Numbers that are coming through, we have 17 with the star, 4 with the emperor, 2 and 7. 7 and 17, so 7 could be an important number for you. Oh, and 9 with the 9 of cups. I'm also thinking of 79. So again, if you're like of that... No, that's another pile. The number 78 came out in another pile that I was reading, and yeah, maybe some of you were born in the late 70s. I'm not sure. But regardless, let's move on to some closing advice to see how else your person describes you to others. And if some of you weren't intending for like a baby daddy or a baby mama to come through in this reading, I'm sorry. I should have probably said that at the beginning. But I'm assuming if you didn't want to hear about them, you've already chosen another pile. So... we're going to get some quotes from the I Am So Totally Into You deck. And this is a love quote deck, and I love it so much. So, I want to be your south wind, bringing good and fruitful things only, Anais Nin. I love this. I love this for this pile. For those of you who are not with this person, it's like they only want to bring good and fruitful things to you. So I feel like if they still have to be in any way connected to you, they only want to bring good as opposed to any negativity or any bad blood that could be, be brought up between the both of you. And as with any connection, it's not always going to be easy. Like, it's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies. It's going to have its ups and downs, but they wish only the best for you. And one more card. Once upon a time, there was a boy who loved a girl, and her laughter was a question he wanted to spend his whole life answering. Nicole Krauss, The History of Love. So for those of you who are connected to this person, who are still with this person, yeah, I feel like laughter is a big thing. I feel like both of you like to joke a lot, especially because we did have Dionysus, again, the god of wine, merrymaking, and chaos. I feel like this is something they truly enjoy within your connection. The fact that you can laugh about anything, and it really feels more like a friendship as much as being a partner. And then we're going to get 2 cards from my homemade deck. This thing is hard to shuffle because these are homemade paper, so not very smooth. We have water can heal. So some of you might be water signs, or you may enjoy being near water. And okay, I'm getting 2. So one is you are not your past self. This is especially true for those of you who have gone through it. Like, I feel like this connection, regardless of whatever it is, has been through a lot of transformations, and you can't help but like pay respect to every transformation that there has been. And then intuition is gentle and kind. Quiet the mind and let it in your heart. So some of you may be tapping into your intuition, or your person could be trying to tap into their intuition. And there's a sense of trying to be gentle with yourself. Being kind to yourself is a big importance when you're going through this journey, especially, again, if some of these things keep coming up where you feel like you're reliving a certain kind of pain or a certain kind of transformation. But you are so amazing, pile 2. I just thought you should hear that because I have loved this reading and everything that was coming through, because your person says nothing but good and respectful things about you as much as they can, you know, as much as they're allowed to. But I'm going to end this reading here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you and your person. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you want to. Of course, this is your business, but let me know if any of this resonated within the comments, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the selenite heart and Artemis, then we have your reading here for you today about how your person describes you to others. So we're going to start with Artemis, and it's interesting that we have Temperance here for somebody who balances things out, because the Temperance card is about balance. But with Artemis here, I'm getting somebody who's very laid back, very chill. Artemis is the goddess of the moon, so I'm getting somebody also very in tune with their emotions, but in a very I don't want to say detached, but almost like they're very chill. Chill is just the energy that I am getting from how your person would describe you, because I am seeing you as this Artemis character. But let's move on to the oracles to see how else your person describes you. Then we'll get into the tarot to see what else we can get from that, from wherever we end up in the oracles. So let's start. You had 2 of these spirit ancestor cards. We have Traveler, move in a new direction, which is funny because with Artemis, I always think of Sagittarius. I wonder if it's because of the bow and arrow situation that she's got going on. But Traveler makes me think that you're somebody who just, yeah, you've been all over the world, or you do travel. We also have Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. And again, we have that bow and arrow situation going on. So I'm wondering if some of you are Sagittarius. We also have Anger. Another Sagittarius cards, because they're kind of known for their anger, believe it or not, at least the ones I've known. We have Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. We also have Divine Masculine, electric, active power. And this is regardless of what you identify as. All of these are regardless of what you identify as. This is just energy we're reading here. We also have King, light attributes, enlightenment, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Shadow attributes, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. And then we have our floriography card, Solomon's Seal, permanence. Some believe that Solomon's Seal has magical properties and possesses the power to summon good spirits, banish unwanted ones, and heal wounds. According to folklore, if you place it in all 4 corners of your home, it will provide protection and security. Very interesting that we have 2 cards about protection, because this would go with the arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So, how your person would describe you to others. I feel like there's a lot. They talk about you a lot, first of all, because you're a very interesting character, a very interesting person with protective energy. I feel like you yourself, pile 3, protect yourself from the negativity of others around you. That, and this could include their words. Like if anyone has any ill thing to say about you, you kind of set some kind of protection around you, whether that's just energetically or that's funny. There was just an onslaught of leaves like coming to the window, and they just, I don't know if you heard that or not, but yeah, that was odd. Yeah, I feel like you definitely protect yourself, pile three. Whether that's just through energy or whether through some kind of spell work or whatever it is that you do, you could also physically protect yourself if you're somebody who plays a sport, or maybe you just have like a job that requires you to be very physically protected as well, like wearing a hard hat or like specific shoes. Something about keeping yourself safe. I'm also reading this in a different way where your person could be very protective of you in how they speak to you of others. Um, Especially if there's people out there who have like bad things to say about you, your person definitely shuts them down very quick. Like I feel they're very supportive of you in every way, and if anyone has anything to say about it, they'll shut them down or at least tell them why they're wrong. Because yeah, okay, this is very interesting. The wind just started picking up like crazy outside, and it's a very sunny day, so it's not like rain or anything or a tornado. I'm just accept this as confirmation, pile three. With traveler, I feel like you're somebody who's kind of been all over the world, or you kind of have family all over the world. I really feel like you're somebody who is not new to travel. Um, I could also take this to mean as you're currently moving in a new direction, like maybe you're taking a new um, direction in life, whether that's through work or maybe you're actually moving somewhere, or maybe you're starting a new phase of your life and your person is just out there supporting you. The connection between you and your person is very interesting because I'm not getting romantic connection right away, though it could be, of course. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm actually getting that this is more of like a friends with benefits kind of situation, believe it or not. Because interestingly, whenever I think of Artemis, I think of like a sister type, somebody who's very much like a cool older sis or like a friend sister, like that kind of energy. Somebody who's very chill again. Or at the very least, somebody who's not like super deep into like passionate emotion. This is way different from like pile one, for example. So if you were drawn to both of these piles, I'm very interested to see if these are like two different people you're talking about. But I'm getting somebody who, yes, you love to be near water. I also get the feeling that you might be a water sign. And that you take the time to recharge. You're definitely a nature person, and your person sees that. Like maybe they've traveled with you and they've seen you in very different lights, and they kind of love to tell people about this, about how you're like a great swimmer or how you like to go, I don't know, whitewater rafting, something along those lines. Or maybe you both love to go to the beach and, you know, they just love seeing you at the beach. With anger, though, I feel like you have a temper that people are kind of very aware of. Like, I think people have seen your outbursts, and this might be something your person has to defend you from. It's like, wow, that person is really always angry. And they're like, yeah, well, they're going through a lot, so maybe you should shut your mouth. It's that kind of energy. Yeah, your person is very protective of you. I feel like there's definitely a sense of it's not possessive, but very protective, almost overprotective. Like you guys look out for each other, and I feel like you're the same way with this person, pile three. With divine masculine and king, your person is actually on the very same spiritual level that you are. I feel like both of you you vibe at each other's frequencies. Like you're definitely quote quote a vibe tribe here. I feel like that's part of the reason like you look out for each other. You might have very similar backgrounds as well. Like for example, maybe they're also a traveler, or they have people from like all over the world, or you could come from like the same place on the globe. Like maybe you're both from like a specific country or have roots there. So very similar background, and I feel like that's why that sister aspect of Artemis was coming through. So like your cultures, you feel like you share, so that's that background you share, which is very interesting. With divine masculine, electric active power, regardless of what you identify as, I was taking this to mean that there is a balance of divine and feminine masculine. Divine masculine comes out a little bit more than feminine. Even if you are a woman, I think especially if you are a woman, actually, it comes through a bit more just because of that. It's not a very emotional connection, but it's very like you take care of each other and your person watches out for you, because they definitely describe you in a way that is just almost magical, honestly. With King here, you're very much someone who's in control of yourself. Like your person would describe you as somebody who doesn't really need anybody. Again, if you're a woman, it's like, I don't need no man. Like you're very independent, very, very, how do I say this? Yeah, they just feel like you don't need anybody because you're somebody who takes care of yourself, even though they wouldn't mind having to take care of you as well. With, I'm just looking at how both of these ladies are looking forward. Like it's a very frank gaze, a very frank stare. Like you're not afraid to look somebody in the eyes and tell them what's what. And likewise, I feel your person is the same way. There's a lot of mirroring here, but there's definitely a difference between you and your person because your person sees you in awe. Like you're just somebody so cool that they want to protect and like, be around. And you are somebody like you like this person too. Don't get me wrong. This is why you're here wondering what they're about. But I feel like you're not as invested. So I'm definitely wondering if this is like a friends with benefits connection. I'm hearing to move on to the tarot because that's where we're going to get more information. But numbers that are coming through before we move on, 14 and 8. So August 14th could be an important number. 8 in general could be an important number. Somebody could be a life path 8. Somebody could have been born on the 14th. But also the color scheme is very earthy here. Like they're all very similar. Like only these two cards come from the same deck, but there's something very, I wonder if this is just like a traveling, like if you've traveled to like the Middle East or something. I don't know why this color is reminding me of like the terrain there. But yeah. But then there's also bodies of water, which makes me think you've been around a lot of water. Or you've gone across oceans. But regardless, moving on to the tarot because I am being called to do that. To see how your person describes you to others. And I'm also trying to figure out what this person is. Maybe you are too, pile 3. Because it doesn't feel like a love connection right away, but this could be somebody that you've just started dating, that you just met, that you just kind of have a situationship with, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's get some cards from the Mythos Tarot. This deck shuffles so beautifully. I'm also hearing your person thinks you move very beautifully too. So we have, okay, Artemis came out again. We have Temperance. We have the 9 of Cups with Amphitrite. We also have 3 of Wands, Ananke. We also have, 4 of Cups, Sticks. Your person's stuck on you. Like, I don't think they can get you off their mind. Like, even if you're not officially together, I feel like they have a hard time moving on. And the Sun, Helios. And then to clarify these, we're using cards from the Accurate AF Tarot. Some of you could be older. Like, there could be an age gap between this connection. Maybe that's part of the reason, like, you're close but not too close. I'm not sure there. But we have, to clarify Temperance, we have the Hermit, Contemplation and Soul Searching. I'm seeing you as this pile 3. You're still very much these 2 cards. We also have Metamorphosis, Profound Change, Self-Awareness. Number 13, so this is the Death card in this deck. And I'm going to block that because that person is need. And then to clarify the 3 of Wands, we have the Spirit of Cups, which is the Page of Cups, Opportunity and Creativity. And then to clarify the 4 of Cups, we have the 2 of Pentacles, Fluctuation and Adaptability. They come back and forth between this connection and how they feel about it. And then to clarify the Sun, okay, we got 2 cards. We have the High Priestess, excuse me, the High Priestess and the World, Illumination and Knowledge and Achievement and Fulfillment. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to sit for this one because your person The way they describe you to others is very protective, but I'm wondering if it's because they kind of want to hide how they feel. Because with Temperance, here, Artemis and the Hermit, again, you're a very independent person. You're very much an individual. You really don't need anybody, and they're very aware. So this is part of the reason I'm wondering why, if this is a situationship or if it's like a friends with benefits, where you kind of come together to hang out, you come together to do your thing, and then, you know, you've probably made it very aware to them or very clear that you kind of don't want a romantic connection here, and yet there is very much a sense of loyalty to you, oddly enough, because we have the Nine of Cups and Metamorphosis. This is a transformation of the heart, essentially. Because with Nine of Cups, we get somebody who's got a wish fulfillment. So I'm wondering if you or your person, possibly both, were kind of manifesting you and truly hoping to have you in their lives, specifically in a way that was very intimate. So again, whether that's just friendship, whether you just hang out, whether you do more than that, that's up to you. It's up to your connection. If you're dating, you could be in the very first early stages of dating and you're not much has gone on. Let's just put it that way. Because I am getting that you both kind of have what you want right now. And whatever that is going to be different for everybody. But like your person definitely wanted you in their life. They manifested you because there's just something very magnetic about you is what I'm hearing. With the Three of Wands, Ananke, I'm actually going to read up about her because I don't know much about her. But we do have the Page of Cups, which to me is the card of secret crush. Well, not secret crushes, but new loves, essentially. A new admirer. And Three of Wands makes me think of like a game plan, but it could also be the planning stages themselves. So, Goddess of I love this. Goddess of inevitability. Unable to avoid something, basically. The goddess of inevitability, compulsion, and necessity. Ananke was a primordial goddess who was self-formed at the dawn of creation. As the mother of the Morai, the Fates, she was the only one who could control their actions and therefore direct the fate of all gods and mortals. Looking ahead, expansion, travel, foresight, progress. But I love that she is the goddess of inevitability. I'm having such a hard time saying that word. I'm sorry. Of inevitability. Compulsion. Let's just use the word compulsion because it's the same thing where you can't avoid something. You can't help something. It's almost like when you two met, there was an instant attraction and it's like you knew right off the bat something was going to happen between you two, but the circumstances under which this came about is going to be very different. Maybe one of you or both were in connections that, you know, it's like, well, I'm already with this person, but I'm clearly very much into you and attracted to you. This could even be the case right now. I feel like you have a situationship with them, but one of you two, you can't go forward for whatever reason. But it's almost like it was written in, this is the mother of the Fates and the mother of the Furies. Like, it was written in the stars that this was going to happen. It was set from the beginning. This was how the story was going to go when you both were like reincarnated for whatever reason. It was said that you were going to be attracted to each other. So, it's very profound. It's almost like you both realized and it's like, oh, okay, so there's feelings here. And I feel like they're reciprocal, pile 3. With the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, I feel like there's a reason you're stuck on each other. I want to say more your person than you, but you're both definitely stuck on each other. You think about each other in ways that you can't help but wonder how things would go. If this is a connection that hasn't been acted upon, you can't help but wonder how things will go if you were to get together. And if it is something that has been acted upon, I feel like it's not completely a committed connection, and therefore you wonder how these things would go. And I feel like the both of you, one or the both of you, think about this a lot more than you would care to, because we have the Two of Rings here. This is balancing out finances. That's like the most traditional way that I read it, but it's also balancing out how this would play out. Like, how practical would this connection be if you were to be together? Because I feel like there's certain things at play here. For some of you, if you're not in a connection, there is like some kind of quote quote taboo thing that is keeping you in the way. It could be an age gap, because we got Helios here with this gray fox looking man over here. And I feel like you wonder if the age gap is going to be a problem. Or if this is a friendship and you really value that friendship, you're kind of afraid to go there because you don't want to ruin that friendship, if that makes any sense. It could also be, I'm not getting this as much, but like in a work situation where it could be like your boss, or maybe you're their boss. Again, you're just weighing out the pros and cons of this connection. And I feel like that's why Temperance came here. Because Temperance is like, out of all, well, next to Justice, it's like the biggest of the balancing cards. So there's a lot to be considered, both about you and this person. And I feel that's why the way they describe you to people isn't necessarily romantic or like overly flattering. They don't want it to be known that there's something going on between you two. Yeah, adaptability and fluctuation. They might have to curb their words or their word usage around you sometimes, especially let's say this is a friends with benefits connection. Let's go there. And you two do stuff, but you decide to keep it casual. It's like, no, there's nothing, we can't go forward because either one of you doesn't want to go into a romantic connection, or you're just not ready, or there's just other repercussions that could happen if people found out, or if you were to go into it. And then your person hears somebody say something about you, like, dang, person 3 is really hot. I wonder if I could get with them. And your person just suddenly starts getting like, maybe that's where that anger comes from. Like they have to stifle that anger, like, no, that's my person and I don't want you anywhere near that person. So then instead of saying the truth, they'll say something like, oh yeah, that person's really great. Pile 3 is like amazing. And I don't blame you. You know, something where they have to feign the interest, but it's very much there. So, okay, that makes a lot more sense. That explains why I had to go into the tarot, because the oracles were just showing the outside, not the inside workings of you and your person, pile 3. So with the sun, the high priestess in the world, I feel like you're this person's divine trinity. I feel like they really would love for this connection to be more, because we have the intuitive ability of the high priestess with illumination and knowledge. We have the sun card, which is, you know, just being in this energy of good vibration, of like joy and happiness. And then we have the world with achievement and fulfillment. I feel like you actually bring a lot more to this person's life than they're willing to admit. They're very respectful of the limitations that you've put on them. It could also be vice versa. It's like you could be respectful of the limitations that they put on this connection, but there's a sense of fulfillment here, and there's a sense that this connection could actually be a lot more than both of you are letting it be right now. And either your person's very aware of it, maybe you're also very aware of it, maybe you're both aware of it, and for whatever reason, I feel like this is just a conversation to be had between you and your person. But what else is coming through? Yeah, because this hermit energy, it's not that you're actually hiding away from the world. It's not that you're in hermit mode. It's that your emotions are in hermit mode. It's that this connection and what it could be is in hermit mode. It's that you can't progress and go outside with this because it has to stay under wraps for whatever reason. Yeah, some numbers coming through. We have 14 with Temperance, 13, 9 twice actually, with the Hermit and the 9 of Cups. We also have the High Priestess 2, 21 with the World, 4 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and 19 with the Sun. So 9 came up 3 times. 9 is a card of community. So I'm wondering if you have a lot of friends in common, or if you two are both in like the same community and people kind of know that you're close, like friends, but that's about it, and that's all they assume. Because I feel like you're both actually you're very good at keeping this a secret with Metamorphosis here. This is the Death card, so this is Scorpio. You're both very good at hiding this connection, but people know that you guys hang out and that you're friends. So only the friendship is what is visible. Because Artemis is a goddess, and I'm saying that because you chose Artemis. Artemis is a goddess of, she's the goddess of maidens, and how I always took that to mean is that she's like everyone's big sis. So like she's got that energy going down, and people would assume that that's just like the connection you have, like you're just good friends, but there's a lot more going on here. And even if it's not physical, it could just be emotional. It could be like there's something there. But yeah, your person doesn't describe you too much to people. If they do, it's very PG, let's put it that way, because they're aware that they can't go forward with too much. But let's move on to the closing cards, because I want to see, I'm using the I Am So Totally Into You deck, and I love that deck because it's a deck of quotes, very, well, not necessarily steamy, but very loving, like very deep and very profound love quotes. So what is my pile 3's person, if they could express the extent of deeper connections, what would they say to their person? To pile 3, I mean. So we have, I want to be your south wind, bringing good and fruitful things only. I feel like this is if only you were to stay in that platonic connection, because this is Anais Nin, by the way. If you were to stay in that platonic connection. I'm actually going to get 3 for you. So what's another one? We have ever thine, ever mine, ever ours, Ludwig van Beethoven. Yeah, they have a bit of possessiveness over you. Quite frankly. They definitely think that you guys belong together, but they're also aware that they just can't keep you. And then, no strings attached, your love is so Wi-Fi. Drake, Beyond This. So if you've heard this song, I actually haven't, but the no strings attached came out first, and I was just like, yeah, this is definitely like a friends with benefits or like a platonic connection, but you two definitely have something going on. I'm not going to ask because it's not my business, but let's look at the bottom of the deck. He loves me as is, which is a gift I wish for all of us to receive. The gift of being loved simply because of who you are, not in spite of it, not with condition, not loved in parts, by Patrice Khan Kalour. I feel like you both accept each other as you are, like flaws and all, because I feel like you've actually been very vulnerable with this person. And they're kind of, it's a very conflicting energy I'm feeling for your person. Like they want to respect you and what you have, and I feel like they're trying their hardest, but if there was to be a love connection here, I feel like there's just so much restriction for whatever reason that is. And I feel like this is a conversation that has to be between you and your person, but you both accept each other as you are. And that's part of the reason I feel like this could be more. But let's move on to my handmade oracle, which has a lot of love stuff in it, but also a lot of spiritual stuff. It goes hand in hand for me. And this is handmade paper, that's why I have to shuffle it this way. Okay, this one's coming through. There's only love here. Yeah, platonic or romantic, however you want it to be. There's only love in this connection. It shows through the respect that they have for the boundaries that were set. Water can heal, which is funny that came out. Water has been coming out in every single pile, so I get that there's a lot of emotions involved in how your person expresses how they describe you to others. One more. You get the most cards, pile 3, because my dreams about you are the loveliest. Yeah, I feel like they dream about you a lot. You could also be dreaming about them, but I feel like in these dreams, the connection goes deeper and they just can't help but wonder about that. But this is all I have for you today, my lovely pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you and your person. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if any of this resonates. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose Hades, the devil, and this beautiful black moonstone, then we have a reading here for you today about your person and how they describe you to others. So, right before I even started recording, I was channeling something that said it's not so much about how they describe you to others, it's what they don't tell them that you're probably going to want to know more about. Because we have Hades here, god of the underworld. His wife in the Greek pantheon is Persephone, goddess of the underworld, and their story is interesting, and I'll let you interpret that story however you want. But basically, she used to be the queen, well, not the queen, she used to be the goddess of spring. She is the daughter of Demeter, so she's a very bright and lovely type of energy, very spring-like, very warm. And then she's brought down to the underworld, where it soon is shown that she has a very dark side to her as well. And I feel like even if they don't tell this to other people, because I do feel like there's some things that they don't tell people, like they keep a lot to themselves. This is how your person sees you. We do have Capricorn energy here with the devil, but this is also, the devil can be interpreted in many ways. One way, of course, is like addiction, bad habits, what have you, but it can also be interpreted as lust. And I'm definitely feeling the lust within this connection already. So regardless of what type of connection you have, there are definitely, your person feels very deeply for you. It's a very intense emotion that is coming through. And I had to bring up Persephone because I feel likewise that, well, some of you may have been drawn to pile one because, I mean, we do have his counterpart as one of the options in this reading. So if you came from pile one and you're here to, I guess, get more insight or get like the opposite perspective, like maybe one person is one person, the other is the other. If you are resonating with pile one, then we're here to get Hades' side of things, I guess. That's one way to see it. But if not, let's move on with how your person would describe you to others. So we're going to start with the Angels and Ancestors cards. We have the High Priestess, Harness Mystic Power. So yeah, wow. I don't look at these cards. So the oracles that I shuffle, I don't look at when I'm picking them. This one I did because I need to make sure that I'm getting like the right imagery for the piles that I want to do. But I love that this is calling back to the High Priestess, which is Persephone in pile one. So some of you may be from that pile. We also have the Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. We have Energy. And I'm getting sacral chakra vibes from this because it is orange. It may look red, but it's actually, to me, it looks orange. Then we have Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. I feel like this is an aside to all of this. And we have Wisdom, Learning, Joy, Art, Music. This gives me Persephone vibes because there's something very colorful and lovely about her. And I feel like that's part of how your person sees you. And then we have Rescuer. Provide strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Shadow attributes. Assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued one needy. I actually kind of like that this kind of goes with the myth of Hades and Persephone. Because depending on which myth you read, sometimes he was saving her from a life of, with Demeter, and sometimes he was stealing her away. So I feel like this goes with this, but definitely your person is somebody who has come into your life to bring something more about it. And I almost forgot the florography card. We have Anemone, Anticipation. And anemone's predominant meanings are positive anticipation, excitement, and expectation. They can be given to say, I cannot wait to see you, or I long to be with you. You know what's weird? Persephone is in the mortal realm for 6 months, and then in the underworld for 6 months. So this may be a connection where you might live some time apart together. Maybe that's part of the reason you were drawn to Hades, because you kind of understood that from the myth. This could be a bit of a long distance connection, or again, like I said, you could spend some time apart. But how does your person describe you? It's like, how don't they describe you? I feel like your person's everything. I'm starting with this one because I feel like these that are in close proximity are the things that they're more likely to say, while these out here are the things that they may not say, but that they definitely have at the forefront, or that they may only share with like close friends and family. But with Wisdom here, Learning, Joy, Art, Music, I feel like you're a very, they describe you as a very creative soul. And that's why I was getting Sacral Chakra from this energy card. There's definitely a very creative side to you. And your person is more than happy to go on and on about how amazing you are, whether that's through sharing your artwork, promoting the things you do. If you have social media accounts, then they're always there, sharing all your posts about whatever music you're making or art or anything that you do. I feel like they're very happy to share pictures of you or post things about you, even when you don't realize it. Because with Anticipation here, it's almost like they can't wait to see what it is you do next. Like, they're definitely your number one fan. With Spirit Fox, Trust your talents in changing times, there might be a little bit of you going for something in like your career is gearing towards something to do with something you do creatively. So maybe you're going from like the corporate world to the art world, or maybe you're starting like, I don't know, some kind of music venture, something along those lines. And your person is very supportive of this. And they really wish you would trust your talents, because it almost seems like whenever you're down or when you think you can't make it, your person is there to promote you, both to yourself and to others. Like they're just very proud of the work that you do, and they truly believe in you. And it's very lovely, supportive energy that I'm getting from this pile, from your person, pile 4. So with the High Priestess, harness mystic power, there is a sense of intuitiveness in this connection. And it's not just you, pile 4, because I definitely feel that from you. It's also from them. I feel like your person, especially with the energy card here, they're not a stranger to like intuitive abilities, to working with energy. I feel like they do meditate, like they do some sort of spiritual ritual that is for them, whatever that may be. You may not do it together, but you definitely both have something in place where you trust in the unknown, in the divine, in what isn't seen right away. With Mother Mary, expect a miracle. This miracle could have something to do with your venture that they're here promoting and like supporting you in. For some of you, you may be trying to have children, but regardless, I am getting the sense of creativity here. So the creativity, again, could be fertility, but it could also just be that creative nature within you that is starting. For some of you, it could be starting a business. It doesn't necessarily have to be something artistic. It could just be something as simple as creating a job for yourself, creating a business, creating some sort of maybe social media account that's supposed to gain a lot of momentum behind it so that you can go on to do other things. But yeah, there's definitely here where like they're almost manifesting a miracle, or that they know you will manifest a miracle. Or if this has already happened, if something miraculous in your life has already happened, they're kind of they're not afraid to describe that. Like they're not afraid to tell people of the amazing things that you've done. And this is actually resonating a bit with pile 1 as well, because it was something very similar going on in that pile. With rescuer here, again, I feel like, yes, they may have rescued you more in the physical sense, like maybe you had to move in with them at some point. Perhaps through this connection, you were able to clean up for some reason, like whether that was your finances or maybe certain habits, because we do have the devil here in astrology. But I'm also getting that you rescued them in another way. For you, I feel like it was more emotional and or spiritual. It could also have been creatively, like maybe they never realized that they did have a creative side to them. Or maybe there was just something about, maybe, for example, maybe if you are a musician, they thought like before, they just really weren't into music, but the truth is you came along and showed them that there's other kinds of music, and then they suddenly realize, oh, I actually really like that. Or maybe they just only like your music. Like maybe you're the only person that they will listen to, because there's something very yeah, they just admire you. They definitely put you on a pedestal. It's very interesting. I love that there's a dog here. I know this is supposed to be Cerberus, the 3-headed dog, even though, okay, yeah, there's 3 heads. There's like one here, and I don't know what this head is doing, but so maybe you guys have some pets together, because there's also a cat here. So we have dogs and cats. I feel like if you don't have children together, or if you don't want to have children together, you definitely want to have like cute little fur babies around as well, because there's definitely a very balanced masculine and feminine energy here where you want to create that home together. And this is regardless of what you identify as. I mean, fill in your gaps here of how this will pertain to your connection, of course. With the anemone here, what was this? Anticipation. I feel like there's just always excitement in this connection, and this anticipation is almost like people can't wait to hear your person talk about you, because they almost light up in a way that they may not typically light up. I feel like or they can't wait to talk about you, like to brag about how awesome you are, you know, the next time that talking about partnerships comes up, or talking about you if people know you. Because there is a sense that your person just could go on and on about you, and it's all good things as well. Yeah, I'm loving this energy from your person, pile 4. They're like your number 1 cheerleader. And now I'm hearing that song. I forget who it's by, but I think I found myself a cheerleader there. Cheerleader. She's always right there when I need her. Um, it's very interesting. There's just so many messages coming through that I'm getting a little tongue-tied, having to speak all of them because they want to come out faster than I can speak. With the spirit fox, they definitely think you're very clever, but I'm also drawn to how orange the fox is. Again, all this sacral chakra energy. I feel that if they could, they don't because it's nobody's business, but if they could, they wish they could brag to the world about how great your intimacy is because, yeah, pile 4, they're kind of obsessed with you, but in a very healthy and positive and in the best way ever. I really do feel like this is a connection where you're already together and you're just loving each other and thriving, or even if you're not, you probably have just started and they're very much in that honeymoon phase because I'm getting nothing but like loving positive energy from this pile. And I wasn't expecting it because we do have like this black moonstone and Hades, and I was like, oh, what if this is a little too intense? But it's intense in the best way. All right, we're going to move on to the tarot, but before I do, we have number 29. Both of you could be, one or the both of you could be 29, or maybe you may have met when you were 29. And then 15 with the devil, of course. And that reduces down to number 6, which is the card of partnerships. There's a reason the devil card and the lover's card almost look very identical, because while the lover's card is number 6, the devil card is 15, which 1 plus 5 reduces down to 6. I feel like these two go hand in hand with you, because when it comes to the devil card, it's more that lust for life. It's kind of like, yeah, you're stuck with each other, but it's in the best way possible. And I don't think that they would want to be stuck with anybody else but you. And I'm not even saying that in a bad way. I know I said stuck, but it's like, you know how they're chained in the Rider-Waite devil card. It's almost like, yeah, this is actually fun. So there's a hint of kinkiness there, but let's move on to the tarot to see how else your person would describe you to others. And like I said, it's what they don't tell them. It's like, man, I wish I could, but we're not about that life. That's none of their business. So we're using the Mythos Tarot again to get some oracle tarot cards for you. Yeah, this is a very exciting pile. Like, I'm getting giddy. So we have the Hierophant with Dionysis, which is interesting. I'm actually not getting that this is going to be resonating with pile 2. I feel like some aspects of it is, but I'll get to that when I get to that. Let's move on with the rest of the cards. We also have King of Swords, Uranus. 7 of Wands, Soteria. Yeah, lots of fur babies with this little rabbit. Maybe one or the both of you might want to pet rabbit. But I'm also thinking of fertility again. Lots of creative energy here. We have the 10 of Coins with Tyche, teacher. How we pronounce Tyche. And I've never been the best at like pronouncing the Greek gods' names, by the way. And then we have 9 of Coins with Plutus. Lots of coin cards, which is always good because when you get a lot of coins in the oracles, there's a lot of stability. Also a lot of money, but more stability than anything. All right, to clarify the Hierophant, we have the Empress. Oh, I love that. Centered and abundance. And I don't want to get in trouble for this, but it is a lady breastfeeding a child. So yeah, you might have children together. You might want to have children together. I definitely feel this as plans for you in the future. To clarify the King of Swords. Okay, this card is stubborn to come out. We have the Dawn of Rings. I want to say this is the Page of Rings. Sorry, the Page of Pentacles. And I'm looking for another stone. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles with reflection and diligence. To clarify the 7 of Wands, we have Ace of Cups, spirituality and fulfillment. Yeah, there's a sense of spirituality here. To clarify the 10 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Pentacles, conservation and practicality. Well, yeah, you guys definitely take care of each other. There's a sense of holding on to each other. And to clarify the 9 of coins, we have the 10 of cups. Oh, I love that. I love this so much. It's a wish fulfillment here. But it's like the physical manifested into the emotional. And then we have the 2 of cups here with respect and balance. And I wasn't going to bring it out, but okay. I wasn't going to do back of the deck energy, but for this pile, there's just something so beautiful about this. So yeah, your person is definitely very much into you. Like, I don't even know. The way I was describing this card, Dionysis the Hierophant in pile 2, I feel that's the main thing that is resonating with you. They are not afraid to just look at you in public and think, damn, that's mine. So they're very much physically attracted to you. It's almost like what they don't say, it's written on their face. Like, people can tell just by the way that they look at you that, yeah, they're definitely into pile 4. So they don't really have to describe you much. They just gotta have to look at the effect that you have on this person, and I think like they can fill in the blanks. It's very obvious because you are this empress centered, abundant, beautiful, fertile person. Pile 4, regardless of what you identify as, you have this beautiful empress energy about you. There's just a glow, there's just something amazing. Some of you might be pregnant because, again, I'm getting a lot of the fertility things in this specific pile. So yeah, I feel like there's just a certain glow about you and people notice it, and your person probably describes it more than anything. So if you are pregnant, they're mentioning just how beautiful you look when you're pregnant, even though you yourself may not be feeling that, of course. Take that only if it resonates. With the King of Swords here, your person is not somebody... I feel like they're good with words, and that's part of the reason they kind of could go on and on about you, but they also think very critically and very logically. So it's not like they're just saying these things to say them. They're not just saying these things to woo you. They're saying this because it's pretty much, at least to them, they feel like it's very objective. It's like, yeah, my person is very talented, very beautiful. Like, that's just fact. Because we also have the Dawn of Pentacles here with reflection and diligence. And what I'm getting from this is just like from the start, they wanted to have this solid foundation. I know this is really weird, but it's almost like they don't want to plant a seed in anybody to doubt, to have any doubts about you. Like, they want to make it as clear as possible that they're there for you, that you're theirs, that there is just no questioning about their loyalty for you. There's no questioning about whether they love you or not. Like, they wanted to make it apparent in everything that they say so that it never gets back to you like, oh, I heard your person said this, this, and this. Like, you'll never hear that because they kind of want to make it a point that they adore you and that you hear it from, that if you have to hear it from somebody else, that, you hear that as well. I feel like your person at some point in their life had some kind of bad experience with rumors or gossip. And maybe that's part of the reason that now they're better about this, that they make it, again, they're really direct about how they feel about you and how they express their love and admiration for you. With the 7 of Wands here, 7 of Wands is a struggle. It's a fight. And in this case, I want to see what Soteria is because I forget what goddess she is. So, but with the Ace of Cups, there's a lot of emotion here. Goddess of safety, salvation, and deliverance. And I feel like this resonates with the rescuer card in the oracles. I feel like you both rescued each other, quite honestly. And I feel like it's more emotionally than anything. I feel like before you met each other, you may have been like in a dry spell. Take that as you will. Whether that was emotional or intimate or however that was. I feel like you were both kind of in a place where you thought you wouldn't ever be with somebody or have a connection this fruitful and this beautiful. Honestly, I feel like it's very solid, it's very committed, and your person is just all about you. And I feel like spirituality also saved the both of you individually, because I feel like you both have your own path with it. You have your own history with spirituality or even mental health, if that applies as well. It saved you both, and in turn, I feel like through that journey, you found each other because you were able to find somebody who would resonate with the things that you believe in. With the 10 of Coins and the 4 of Coins, I'm going to use coins, rings, and pentacles here interchangeably. They're all the same thing. It's just every deck calls it something different. But with the 10 of Pentacles here, we have more abundance than anything. And it isn't just necessarily financial abundance. I feel like it's also an abundance of joy, an abundance of security within each other, of loyalty, of like all these amazing things. And I really feel like you have found completion within each other, especially if you want to create a family or have already started doing so. It wouldn't surprise me if you've already started your family, because I am getting that very heavily here. With the Nine of Pentacles, wait, I wasn't done here. Yeah, holding on to the abundance that you've created is kind of something that you both plan for, because we have conservation and practicality, but I'm also getting that you guys are, especially because the King of Swords is here and the Empress is here, you guys make it a point to plan about how you are going to use that wealth, whether that's creating like 401ks or investing in properties so that you will have when you get older, like you may have one house and then you might buy a second or third, just to have them for your family. Again, especially if you want to like vacation in certain areas and you want to go there yearly so that you can meet all of your family. Family's a big thing here as well, is what I'm hearing. Or if not like actual blood family, it could also be found family. So maybe your group of friends is very close and important to you. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, abundance and attainment. You're just so happy with each other, because the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who has everything physically, like they're well taken care of. They have stability at their fingertips. They have everything they could possibly want for. And then we have the Ten of Cups. It's almost, and both of these together almost give me Nine of Cups energy, which is that wish fulfillment. But with the Ten of Cups, we have that happily ever after card. I really just feel that you are everything to your person, pile 4. Like, they cannot express enough to the world how much they adore you. They describe you as this most beautiful goddess, honestly, and they love everything about you. I'm wondering if you've been recently married, because this is giving me like wedding vibes, or if you're close to being there, if you're engaged. So either or, like, I feel like the wedding you had or will have is something that people will speak about how pure and beautiful it felt, because the love was definitely there. Like, you couldn't escape it. And it could also be a bit lavish, or maybe you saved up a lot for it, because again, we have the coins, the Pentacles cards, we have the 4 Pentacles cards, and then we also have Dionysus here, who is the god of wine, merrymaking, chaos, and extravagance. If I was to put, yeah, I feel like they would be the god of extravagance. And then with the wine, and of course the Hierophant is it's a card of how do you say it? In the Rider-Waite, it's the image of like a pope figure, so it's definitely convention. That's another reason I'm thinking of marriage, because of the convention that the Hierophant card brings with it. And then I'm going to look up a bit on Plutus. I know I've been like looking up all this information. I feel like your person, before they met you, kind of looked you up a bit online or asked a lot about you, because I'm usually hesitant to read into the book because it takes me a while and sometimes I can't find the information or whatever. But in this case, it's like, I'm not afraid to look in the book. So I feel like they're not afraid to look up things to better your life, both yours and your own, pile 4. God of wealth, riches, and abundance. Plutus, the son of Demeter, was the god of and personification of abundance and wealth. He was often depicted as the holder of a cornucopia, and he was blinded by Zeus, so he couldn't distribute wealth only to good people, and instead had to be indiscriminate. Which is interesting, because this would make him, if he is the son of Demeter, this would make him a brother of Persephone, because she's the daughter of Demeter. So you may have met through a sibling, like maybe one of their siblings or your siblings were friends, and or you know, whatever that connection was. But I feel like a sibling was somehow in that friend group, and maybe this is why family is coming up, and maybe this is also why family was easy to make a big important factor, because some of your friends were already family. But yeah, let's see what numbers are coming through. We have 1, 4, 10 twice, and I love the 10 because it's a number of completion. We have 9 as well, 7. We also have 5 with Hierophant and 3 with the Empress. But yeah, 10 is a number of completion. It also reduces down to 1, which is a number of individuality and, you know, being a pioneer in something, being the first to do something. So I'm wondering if both of you, one or both of you, are going to start something that's never been seen before together. Maybe you're the first people in your family to be really abundant, or to have come out of a certain thing, or to even have like a family. And maybe this is where it starts. Like, you both start the family, and then like all the surrounding siblings and whatever also start having their kids. Something along those lines. because there's a lot of big family energy in these cards. But let's move on to your closing cards and advice, and let's see if your person could tell you anything else. What would they say? Or if they could describe you in any way. Sorry. Sometimes a lot of these piles ended up being like what your person could tell you, but really it's more like what they want to shout at the top of their lungs to the world but can't. But either way, so these are cards from the I Am So Totally Into You deck, and I love these. These are love quotes, and they're very lovely. They're very sweet. So for my lovely pile 4, how would their person describe them to the world, to their friends, to everybody else? How do they describe them? We have, she gather me, man. The pieces I am, she gather them and give them back to me in all the right order. This is by Toni Morrison, Beloved. Yeah, I feel like regardless of who is who in this connection, of course, there's just something about you that your person feels that you put them in the right place, you make them feel whole again, you make them feel complete. And I feel like this could also be vice versa, depending on the situation. There's just a sense of completion here, and that goes hand in hand with that 10 of Cups card that was in the tarot. Also, I love that it's blue because there's a lot of throat chakra energy there, a lot of communication. We also have, oh, another blue card. Find me in the dark, I'll be in the stars, find me in your heart. I'm in need of your love. Nicki Minaj, your love. This is so lovely. Okay, I'm getting one more. One more because I love this energy and I love this connection. Let me know if any of this resonates down in the comments because it's beautiful. When someone loves you, the way they talk about you is different. You feel safe when he says your name. Just C. Scott, the intern. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely very resonant with this with your person, pile 4. I love that. The way they talk about you is different. The way they say your name, just see, it's like music to their, it's like the closest thing they can come to making music is when they say your name. Oh, I love that. And then we have cards from my handmade oracle deck. I made this deck out of handmade paper, so if it looks a little scrapbooky, that's why. What is meant for you will not drain you or your life. Yeah, I feel like you both came from an energy where you were in connections or in situations or whatever the environment was where you just felt drained. And maybe that was a catalyst for your spiritual journey that eventually led you to each other. Or you were some of the few people around each other, you felt you were not drained by this person. And so you took that hint to mean, maybe there's something here, and that's part of the reason that you two got together and you were able to create such abundance, is that you don't drain each other, you only add to each other's life. And then we have gratitude always. Yeah, there's a huge sense of gratitude in this connection, especially from your person, pile 4. Your person is so grateful for everything you are and do and everything that you've become, really, because I feel like they've seen a bit of your journey. And one more card. You ground yourself through more light. Yeah, I feel like you're each other's light and you find it very grounding. Because I said, there's a very spiritual side to this connection. So it's not surprising that some of the more spiritual cards came out here. But through this grounding, I feel like you're able to plant the seeds and create such beautiful things within this connection. But that is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read your and your person's energy. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, let me know if any of this resonated. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.